Okay. Okay, first off, let's start by saying I took my driving test today, right? Bro, my road test, not the permit stuff. I got my permit and all that stuff. I took my road test, bro. I got a 94. It's crazy. I got a 94, right? But what happened was, it's crazy how I got it, right? So obviously I'm checking my mirrors. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, right? But here's the thing. I haven't practiced reversing into a parking spot or parallel parking. I passed them with flying colors. But the reason why I got a 94 is because I didn't turn my turn signal on when I was doing my parallel park. Everything else was fire, okay? But I thought, I just wanted him to notice. Look, I wanted him to notice that, hey, I'm checking my dang blind spots. I wanted him to know, right? And what I did was, for him to know that I'm checking, I did this. He's right here, right? I'm driving. I'm looking at my mirror like this, right? He's over here. If I have to check that mirror, watch what I did. Just checking, slugging. All right, we straight. All right. And then we kept going, right? And every time I had it look that side, guarantee I did that, bro. I don't care. You don't need personal space, bro. You here for a reason. You gonna get checked too. We testing together. And I wanted him to notice that I'm looking. All right. Anywho, I got a 94, passed. My dream car. One dude said, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but bro, I'm just trying to speak my mind. I'm trying to get a little more comfortable. I'm not trying to edit too crazy over here. But what I'll say is, it's not a dream car. It's a car that I really want. It's a Toyota 4Runner. That's what I really want. I would say like a 2019 and up, but I told this one guy I was working with, right? He was my customer, right? And I said, hey, I was helping him fix his car because I work on cars and stuff like that. Well, not work on cars. I work in an auto parts store right now, but I'm helping him with his car, right? And this is like a elderly dude. He's like in his 50s, you know, somewhere right there, right? And I'm helping him with his car, right? He had like a little race car or something like that, right? And someone parked right next to him, right? Ironic, it's a Toyota 4Runner, right? And I look at it, I started smiling because it's like, that's what I want right there, bro. And I told the dude, I said, hey, bro, that's the car I want right there. He was like, man, you ain't. He said it just like this, bro. I'm not gonna say it, but you never gonna get no kitty. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, if you want to be a family man, huh? I'm like, that's the plan. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go around with a whole bunch of women. I want a wife, bro. So, I mean, what's the downside on that? What's up? And he was like, oh man. I'm like, bro, shouldn't it be the opposite way around? Anywho, hey, I want my mindset to be, being with God has definitely, it's changed my mind. I can't even recognize my old self. I'll say this since we're just talking, right? I'll say this. Boom. All right. You guys won't know what this channel is. This channel is basically behind the scenes, me, the community, right? So, boom. So this is not The Walking Dead's reference. You know how Clementine has a hat? I'll show you guys my background. So this is my background right here. You know how, yes, I love The Walking Dead. Come on, we all love The Walking Dead. But anywho, so I have this hat, right? I have this hat. And I got this hat, ironic, I got it when I was 19, right? And when I was 19, that's when I started my journey with Christ. So, and ever since then, obviously, it wasn't perfect. It was definitely not perfect. Still not perfect, but it's definitely better than how it was. Definitely better than how it was. Obviously, I don't know scripture and stuff like that off the top of my head. The only one I know from the top of my head is the one I have on my wall, which is Romans 12:12. Rejoice in, and I gotta, oh, you say you know it, but now you gotta look. Okay, let's read it together, y'all. Okay, so rejoice. You guys can't see it, but I'm gonna read it. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulations. Be constant in prayer. Romans 12:12. Have faith and always keep your head up. That's my quote, right? I'll probably talk a little bit more about the whole have faith, and always keep your head up. You know what? Let me just say it right now. I was going through some crazy stuff, right? And again, I can't recognize the things I used to do and the things I used to just keep around and stuff like that. I don't recognize it. And it's like when people do bring it up, or I happen to hear, or I recognize it as I'm just going throughout my day, it's like, dang, I was going through some of that stuff. But it's like, I don't think or act in accordance to that whatsoever anymore. And it's a great thing. It's really a great thing. Obviously, I still have a lot of room for improvement. But But back on the thing. Okay, have faith and always keep your head up, right? So basically, I'm gonna say, you guys know what faith is. It's believing in the things you can't see, having faith in the things you can't see, having hope in the things you can't see, right? And keep your head up. Keep your head up. Where I got that from is when I was going through my trials and tribulations, still going through them now, new ones though, because things only last for a season. So I'm not battling the same battles I used to have. They're different. But when I was going through the things I was going through, at one point, I was at work. I was working at a warehouse at the time. And something happened the day before, right? And I clocked into work. And what happened was I was about to cry. Obviously, I'm like, there's no tears in my eyes and stuff like that. I'm just going throughout my day. I'm working, right? I thought I was straight, right? And what happened was a dude passes me, right? I never talked to him, right? He just passes me. He knows my name, I know his, but we never talk. He passes me. He said, hey, Jordan, if no one knows my name. Hey, Jordan, you good? He didn't say you're good. He was like, keep your head up. Literally looked at me, said, hey, Jordan. I looked at him. He was like, keep your head up. And ever since then, bro, obviously not every day, but I always kept my head up. That uplifted me that day. Boy, I was going through it. I needed to hear that, man. And that was like, that was a sign for God to be like, hey, I know what you're going through. I hear you. I'm here. But do you recognize that I'm here? Man, he's there to listen. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll end it on. You know, we can have a conversation about this another time. I gotta restart my camera.